Hey everybody, this is Glenn Kuza from Police DTS, and I want to just show you a couple of basic functions, and that is adding a user. Okay, so at the top of every screen we have, as you know, of course you're logged in as a super admin. Super admins are the only one that are able to add users into the system, delete users, things like that. So at the top of the system you'll see the employees area, and also on your supervisor dashboard you'll have a personnel tools. Brings you to the same place, just a couple different areas. But nevertheless, when you get into your employee roster, you can see a bunch of buttons at the top here. One of them is add officer and agency, add dispatcher, add civilian. It's very simple, okay? We're adding an officer from our department, okay? I'm gonna say his name is Smith. His name is John. He's a standard user. Username is J Smith. His password is 123. Whatever you choose for his password. Okay, that's as simple as that. Add the user. Now it brings you to the next screen where you can fill in some of the other pertinent information. Okay, employment type is very important here because it can pull off the detailed bidding tier and a couple of other functions. But nevertheless, a department officer would be your full-time employee in your system. And outside agency is what you would choose if you were creating a user as basically a liaison user for a neighboring mutual aid department. Because that neighboring mutual aid department, you could give them a username and password into your portal, and they can actually take assignments from you that you need assistance on or you request mutual aid for. Usually your unfilled details you need to get filled. Instead of calling over there, they could actually log in and take them. But that is very simple. You know, you add a bunch of information here, the communication settings, email, cell phones, most important. Obviously, some of the stuff is extra that you don't have to put. Address, home phone, contact, emergency contact info. You don't have to, it's just optional. Rank and classification, you want to try to do that as much as possible. Sometimes that plays a role. Seniority date plays a role. And again, usernames, we usually do first initial, last name. And then you create a basic password and give that to your individual to log in. When they log in, you usually have them reset their password to something that's specific to them. Just so you know, passwords are never retrieved. Nobody knows what passwords are. Passwords can only be reset. So that being said, all password requests will go to a supervisor. So super admin will need to go in and update a user's password. Okay. Looking at your employee roster here, I can look at Mr. Malloy here. This is where I would go click on Mr. Malloy, and I would be able to adjust some of that pertinent information. Mr. Malloy, when he logs in, can also adjust his own personal information. I can see his hours here. You know, I can audit his hours to see how he ended up at 8 detail hours. I can look at his bid history. I can send him a direct E11 message using the E11 message system. With E11, you can create groups, but from the roster, you could send direct messages to that person. You can see notification history on the user. Okay, if they have a mobile app installed, you can tell this individual has mobile app, this person does not. If they do have a mobile app, you can actually send a direct ping right to their phone, sending any kind of message you want as a push notification straight to their mobile device as a supervisor. Okay, Mr. Malloy's calendar, I can go straight to the calendar by clicking on that and seeing Malloy in the calendar. Right from there. History report of Malloy. If I can get an entire metrics on Malloy as far as how many logins, page views, and communications through the system within a given year. So that's a nice report. And then also an assignment history, and also income as well, depending if you're doing payroll in the system. So we're looking at Malloy here with this. We can go right back to, say, 1st of September, run it, and I can get a history of all Malloy's assignments he's worked, whether they're attendance, overtime, or details, and they're all notated there. Worked hours, billable hours, day of the assignment IDs. If you click on any one of those assignment IDs, it'll bring you right to the assignment itself, to look at the information about that assignment. So there's a lot of user function when you set up a user on a granular level right down within the user. So setting up a user is very easy, and then you can do a lot of reporting on the specific user right from your employees roster list. All right, so this is policedetails.com. Thank you.